How many of you receive daily phone calls at your company from individuals hoping you can help them, yet they are hesitant to give you enough information to allow you to determine if you are able to help them? How many of you have given out a name only to have the individual come back to say that the recommendation you provided was faulty? It wasn't really what they needed. Let me describe two situations. One, you are a non-medical caregiving company. A client calls and tells you they need a nurse. Do you refer the client to a home health agency who has nurses without asking any qualifying questions? Do you ask qualifying questions to determine if they really need a nurse? Two, you are an assisted living community. You receive a call from a potential family member saying that 24-hour care was recommended for a parent. Do you immediately give them the name of a skilled nursing community? Do you ask enough qualifying questions to determine if they know what 24-hour care means? Do you ask about their health insurance and diagnosis, including many other details so that you can answer appropriately? There are many situations like these where family caregivers do not know what they need, but they use a word or phrase which may be totally inaccurate to describe what they believe they need. Giving recommendations in the hope of being helpful may backfire unless you ask enough questions to evaluate the need, complete research, and make recommendations. The reality is that most family caregivers have no idea what is needed, nor are they aware of all the service options available. I've learned that while family members will pressure you, there is danger in giving an innocent answer. I receive the same phone calls, and like a physician, I refuse to make a recommendation without an in-depth telephone call and enough questions and answers to determine if I'm able to help a client. Then I schedule a meeting for further discussion. If the caller refuses to provide information, I send them to a reference book to do their own research. Stressed caregiving families sometimes want immediate advice without looking at the bigger picture and components of a decision. No matter what your area of service in the care industry, be careful about giving innocent answers. I become involved in situations with client families who place loved ones in assisted living communities, and then they're unsure if they made the right choice. My clients received assurance from community caregivers that they would be able to convince mom to bathe and to take medications. No further questions asked by the family, caregiver, or the community staff. When the time came for bathing and medications, mom refused. Participation was the main reason my client moved their parent to the assisted living community, only now to be told by assisted living community staff that mother has patient rights, and staff is unable to make a resident to do anything they refuse. Why then, my client asks me, did the assisted living community assure me staff could do this if they cannot? Why did the assisted living community staff purposely misrepresent their ability to care for my mother? You see where this is going. My client is right. Why do service providers misrepresent their services and then have clients who are dissatisfied? Based on my experience, I am uncertain that responsibility is 100% with the assisted living community staff. Responsibility also lies with the client who, being new to caregiving, didn't know what questions to ask or what information to provide to the care staff. My client wanted a simple solution and the easiest answers with the least amount of effort and exploration. This not knowing frequently results in unmet expectations and client dissatisfaction. In my opinion, service providers have a responsibility to educate potential clients about services offered, to discuss possible solutions, and to offer answers to the questions providers know clients fail to ask. Doing this takes experience. It takes playing devil's advocate to talk about the best and worst outcomes, rather than giving innocent answers and glossing over important details, hoping that a client does not ask difficult questions. Let me give you another example of a common occurrence of an innocent answer. I referred a client of mine to an assisted living community I felt would be a perfect fit for their parent. The salesperson at the community, Mary, was experienced, professional, and knowledgeable. I felt she'd be able to answer any question and to present what the community offered in a professional manner. I asked Mary if she'd give the tour, and she instantly responded, "Of course," without checking her schedule for the rest of the week. What happened? That Saturday, I received an upset call from the family that someone other than Mary gave the tour. The person failed to answer obvious questions and failed to provide information I discussed with them. The tour was a disaster. My client didn't feel that this community would be a good fit. I felt responsible because I trusted my client to Mary, who told me she was available for the tour. If you work in the care industry or any industry, value relationships with colleagues so that you don't give innocent answers that result in problems. Keep your word. Don't make commitments or promises that you have not fully confirmed and might be unable to deliver. Doing so negatively affects your credibility. Even more important is not to make promises on behalf of your coworkers or your company without verifying the accuracy of your statements. Be honest about the services you're able to provide. If you don't have an answer to a question, ask someone who does. Never feel pressured by a client to offer information or to make a commitment if you lack fact-based information. If you're not the expert on a particular subject, don't give an innocent answer. Refer your client to an expert. While being helpful is beneficial, honesty and ethical conduct are even more important in an industry that supports older, frail adults and families who feel overwhelmed in making decisions when not enough information exists. Help your clients help themselves. Support your colleagues. I'm Pamela Wilson of the Caring Generation, an online community of support for professional and family caregivers.